My name's Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent. I was a teaching instructor with Internal Revenue Service. I worked, I don't know, about 10,000 cases in my life. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Me and my M&M man appreciate it. My YouTubes are short. They're sweet, to the point. I don't waste much time. So, let's get started. By the way, as a former IRS agent, what I do on my YouTube channel is I try to show you what the way IRS looks at cases. I work so many. I look at a lot of these other YouTube channels and they're showing you what their results are with IRS. You need to know really how IRS looks at the cases. Once you understand that, you're better to get a result because you know how they're going to work your cases. So today I want to talk to you about three remedies that go ahead and to resolve an IRS tax debt problem. And they are offering compromise where you can settle your debt for pennies on a dollar. They're a payment agreement, or they can, or you have a hardship, a currently non-collectible case. So I'll review every one of those with you. I want to tell you from the onset, you want to make sure all your tax returns are filed. First thing I do when I pull up an account when I was with IRS, are all the returns filed? They say no. We're gonna have problems. You gotta have all your returns filed. Critical. Oh, are you current in the year we're in? We're right now in 2021, going in 22. Have you made all your estimate payments? Are you withholding up to date? No. Oh boy, that's going to be a problem too. So I want you up to date, and I want your tax returns filed. So make sure that happens. Get that on record because that really makes you look good to IRS. So let's look at all the programs. The Offer and Compromise program. You can settle your debt for pennies on a dollar. There's a lot of offer and compromise mills that will rip you off. You have a fast talking salesman and you think they know everything, and they will hook you hook, line, and sinker. And then later, a year later, they never got your debt settled, but they have your money, and they make some lame excuse. You have no idea how many cases that I get like that. So if you want to settle your debt for pennies on a dollar, you must understand the Offer and Compromise program. You have to fill out two forms, the 433 OICA and the 656. With that said, you need to have a professional review that form. If you're going to do it yourself, pay to have someone at least review it. If you have the money, get a pro, and a pro will tell you actually whether you should file it or not. I would say if I'm looking at 10 offers and compromise on consultations, I may go ahead and take 1 to 2 cases because they're not right. You have to put yourself in position to settle your debt. The financial statements have got to be spot on. They got to be with laser accuracy. And the reason is that IRS is going to want to look at your assets, what they're worth, and they're going to want to look at your expenses and toward your income. Do you have money left over? IRS is going to try to find money somewhere before they settle this debt. So you have to know that offer and compromise system. The second situation is you make a payment agreement. That's another way, another option, another remedy where you can pay the money and you want to pay it off over 7 years, 6 years, 5 years. Or you may not even be able to pay, but IRS deems that they think they can get $500 a month from looking at your financial statement. Know that your financial statement at the service center, it's a 433F. At the RO level, it's a 433A. They go over that. They're going to want your bank statements. They're going to want your pay stubs. They're going to want to look to see where you're spending their money. They don't allow credit card debt. So they're going to look at these issues. That's why you have to know the system. And the third way is the currently non-collectible or hardship program. IRS is going to go ahead and look at this financial statement. They're going to go over it with a fine-tooth comb. They're going to look at once again, your bank statements, all your deposits, equities, and all your assets, and they're going to say you can only live on X amount of dollars. What you have to understand with these programs is that IRS has a national standard. What I mean by that, IRS says in the area of food and clothing, housing and utilities, your car payments, and your operation cost, you can only spend so much money. If you go over that amount, IRS We're not going to give you credit for that. Anything over it, you're going to have to pay us monthly. That's why you got to be careful giving IRS a financial statement. I've had many clients call that 1-800 number and they wound up with payment agreements they could not, and they're crying, I should have come to you sooner. If it's a small debt, you don't have a lot, call yourself. There's nothing wrong. People who call me, I encourage them just to call IRS. You're probably going to get written off as uncollectible. But if you owe sizable debt, you really want to hire someone. If you're nervous about something on your financial statement, something's not making sense, IRS will look at your business accounts. That's the time you want to call somebody. Anyway, I hope I was helpful to you. Those are the 3 basic remedies. By the way, you can't file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy to discharge debt if you meet the 3-year, 2-year, 240 rule. And the statute of limitations expires 10 years from the date of assessment. You can find your date of the assessment out if you pull IRS transcripts at irs.gov. But anyway, subscriptions are very, very important to me. Apparently, YouTube says, gee, we value you, Michael, if you have subscriptions. So if you give me a subscription, I'd appreciate it. By the way, or a like, I love comments. If you say, Michael, speak to me about this issue, I'll do a YouTube because you're not the only one who wants to hear about that. Leave me a comment, say, Michael, speak to this. I'm happy to do it. So thank you so much for listening. Once again, I love subscriptions. Have a great day. Leave a comment for me. Thank you.